Casey Hill won't be. He didn't practice yesterday. Won't practice today. He won't play tomorrow night. I guess things change, but that's the plan right now. Just with some hamstring soreness. Duke wants to hold him out, so that's where we're at with Casey. Excited about one last tune-up before playing, not in a real game, but playing against another team. So I think our guys are chomping at the bit right now just to be able to play someone else, even though it's still fairly early and we're playing an early exhibition game. Our guys are excited right now.
This team won their conference
Yeah.
season and their tournament title.
Yeah,
Won 25 games. So even though it's Division II, this is just a bunch of kids know how to win. And
absolutely.
compete.
Yeah, obviously a really well-coached team, a program that's doing some really positive things. Have a bunch returning from a really good team as well. Despite all that, these exhibition games are more about tuning your own team up and continuing to improve, at the same time evaluating where you're at as a team, as a program, evaluating guys individually. That's where I'm most anxious, is just seeing where we're at, how far we have to go, what we've gotten better at this fall, things like that.
Who gets time behind Chios at point guard for tomorrow?
Probably, good question. Probably Kayvon Allen. He's gotten some point guard reps this fall by design, and I think he feels a little more comfortable with it right now than he did a year ago. Eric Kester hasn't gotten many reps, but he's a guy that we'll look at there as well.
We didn't see Eric in the scrimmage. Is everything okay with him physically, or was there?
Yeah, he's back. He's back. If not 100% close to it. He's practiced here recently. In fact, had a pretty good practice yesterday.
What was his issue?
He had a knee issue.
Okay.
I don't know the exact injury. I'm not intelligent enough to decipher what the heck Duke's talking about. I just know his knee hurt and he was told to sit out. So he's moving around well though. Defended at a high level yesterday, and Eric's shooting the ball pretty well over the course of the fall. Of course, he's got a lot of competition for playing time at his position.
What do you look to get out of an opportunity like this?
More than anything, again, evaluation of where we're at, and not necessarily how many shots you make or whether you ran this play right or not, or what have you, but more than anything, the bigger picture is, with this team, we've talked about how important, with the number of upperclassmen considered, it is to play selflessly and for our guys to sacrifice, and how we respond to who starts, who doesn't start, who plays how many minutes, who scores, who doesn't, all those things. Evaluating our culture by the end of tomorrow night's game, when that final buzzer sounds, where we're at, how healthy our locker room is. That's as important as anything with this current group, in my opinion. And then, of course, schematically, are we doing our job? Are we not? What do we keep screwing up? What are we doing pretty well, pretty consistently? Moving forward, I think those things will help us as we evaluate those two major areas tomorrow night.
How much clarity do you have as to your starting five for the season at this point?
We're probably halfway through it. Was that 2.5 guys? We'll evaluate practice again today. I know it sounds cliche. That's what we're going to do. Might have decisions tonight. Might even get through shoot around tomorrow before. It's just one game. I'm open to a different starting lineup each game. I know our guys aren't as open to that, but it's just we base everything off of production.
How many guys are in the mix for those spots?
I would say a bunch. The question, I bet we have, realistically, I bet we have probably 9 guys that are fighting for 5 spots, which is there's a positive to that as well, of course.
I know it's been talked about in the past. Are we going to get to see any combination of Hayes and Igbuno on the court at the same time tomorrow?
Potentially. I know Kavarius is a big proponent of that, and Johnny Bunu likes playing with Kavarius as well, and that was brought up yesterday in practice. Those guys, Kavarius has made a big jump with his game, and that's something that we're open to, just as we are playing the 2 points, the two speed guys, if you will, and Chios and Hill, just depending upon, again, their production, how well they're playing, what kind of flow we're in, time and score, and opponent, of course. But this team's got an opportunity to play a few different ways.
Coach, you going to send, out of curiosity, send somebody across the street to RV City and about an hour before and say, hey, we got basketball going on, come on over, you know? Think it might help at all?
You never know. We might walk over there and ask. At that point, we might be silly trying to figure out who we're starting. But it's exciting to have an opportunity to play in a facility that we're going to open up the season in, and also to maybe have an opportunity to play in some fans that we normally play in front of some fans that normally don't have an opportunity to get to the O-Dome and get over here to Gainesville. So that's not the overall biggest factor in tomorrow night, of course, but a little tidbit there additionally that brings additional excitement.
Coach, John Igbunu had a couple of games last season where he only had 2 shots, some games where he took 14 shots.
Mhm.
What can we expect from
Yeah.
him on offense in terms of his role?
Well, it's a good question, specific to not only our team, but to John's development and to what exactly we're looking for in John and with John. John doesn't need to worry about whether he gets 2 shots or 14 shots. There are going to be times when we played at Tennessee last year, and every time he touched the ball, they did an amazing job of just converging on him. Sometimes he had 3.5 guys around him. And John can't go into games. We've had long discussions and many discussions about going into games with preconceived plans personally. John's very, very unselfish. He wants to have as great of an individual season as possible to help this team. He wants to try to get 20 and 10 every night if possible. But it's more about, for him to play with a free mind is going to help him have a good individual game, which is going to help us have a good team game. For him to just do his job, for him to duck in when he's supposed to duck in. If our guards, our wings are doing a good job of feeding him the ball, if the defense doesn't converge on him and that's the right shot, then I want him to take that shot. And it might be 14 shots one night and 2 another. And that means he might need to get to the foul line a few more times and convert at the foul line and work on being the best defender he can possibly be and the best teammate he can be. But that's not only the charge for John, but really all the guys on our team, but especially our upperclassmen, where those preconceived agendas, if you will, can creep in, late in your career. How many can I get tonight? Tonight, hey, tomorrow night we're playing Eckerd College. I wonder if I can go get 12 points. It can't be about that. It's got to be about how can we get better tomorrow night. And John, I think, is a microcosm of that within our team. He's made a big jump this fall. We've had certain practices where he's made 8 jump hooks and had a couple tip dunks and got a couple dives to the rim and scored on some amazing finishes. And you're like, wow, John was amazing offensively today. And then the next day, for whatever reason, defensively or because of the team that he played on that day, or time and score, flow, what have you, he didn't get quite as many shots. And your premature thought is, boy, John wasn't quite as sharp today. And you go watch the film. No, John actually made really good decisions. John actually had 4 assists and only 1 turnover today. He got better. He made sound decisions with the ball in his hand. He drew some fouls. He kicked it out when he needed to. He got on the offensive glass. So it's just about, for our guys, it's got to be about doing their job and playing for each other.
What guys do you